Hello, tutor and classmates. In this video with my classmate
Juan Fernando Jacome Miranda.
and me, Yeimi Fernanda Vera Garcia, I'm going to present the speaking challenge 2. I'm going to start speaking about my moment when something important didn't happen the way it should have. My
Okay.
classmate, today I want to tell you about something that is important to me, such as my mother attends at my graduations. A month ago, I had my B2 level graduation at an academy, and I clearly want my mother to be able to attend. Since it's very special for me to share all the achievements that I get because perhaps those achievements are hers. On graduation days, my mom woke up with a lot of back pain, and so she could not attend my graduation. And maybe if a while ago we had taken the pain more seriously, my mother would have been better. Or maybe if we had insisted on taking her to a doctor to get checked out, she would have been better for that special day. If we had done either of those two things that day, my mother would have been able to accompany, or maybe my mother shouldn't have attended the graduation with me that day, and that is why she woke up with that pain. Says, I am firm believer that God's things and moments are perfect, and if my mom had wake and feeling better that day, she would have accompanied to me and the graduation in Cuba, and she had been feeling better and would have shared that wonderful day.
That was a good tale. I got three questions for you about your tale. Well, the first
Okay.
one is this. How do you feel about not being able to share that moment with your mother?
It was frustrations and sad, since I love sharing my accomplishments with her, and at that moment I felt a little sad, even though my sister was able to accompany me, and so I wish she had been there.
Well, this could be a very emotional thing because we miss him, this principal. Well, for the
Yes.
second question we got, what do it mean to you to have your mother present in your achievements?
Mm, Having my mother present at my achievements lets her know that all her hard work is bearing fruit, that the achievements I achieve are hers and are for all the ones she couldn't achieve in one day.
Well, good answer. And for the third one, do you think your mother also felt sad about not being able to attend?
My mother doesn't attend many events, but I know that she wouldn't have liked to be present with me at that moment.
Well, thank you for the answers. Now I'm going to share to you about a story of my life. Well, my friend, today I want to share with you a story about once of life unexpected challenge. Around 3 years ago, I was on my way to the university, heading there calmly to continue my education studies. As I reached a crosswalk, I noticed the traffic lights were red in both directions. Confident it was safe, I began to cross the street, but out of nowhere, in just a split second, I was struck. I remember the sensation of being lifted into the air and the crashing surface onto the ground. Someone had run the wrong light for no reason at the moment and ended up hitting me. What followed is hazy. I can remember well. The next thing I recall is being quickly lifted into someone's arms, carried into a car, and rushed at the hospital. Well, sometime later, I discovered was my cousin car. He was passing nearby here. After that, everything went black. I woke up 3 days later with an intense pain on the right side of my head. At first, I don't understand what had happened, but when I reached up to touch my head, I felt something I was expecting, a large scar. I later learned I had undergone emergency brain surgery, as the impact had ruptured several arteries in my brain and a severe brain damage for a condition on my bones. Recovery was tough. It took me, like, if I don't remember well, like 3 or 4 months to heal. And walking was a challenge since the damage had affected my nervous system. I also struggled with memory lapse, which made daily life harder. I can remember some faces, names, phrases, and one thing that hurt me so much, I can remember my mother's name. Eventually, with treatment and effort, I was able to return to a normal life. Still, there are some lasting limitations. For instance, I had to avoid contact sports, like basketball, football, tennis, and one that I don't expect was the natation, as even a single hard blow could put me at serious risk again. Well, within my history, my tale.
Okay, it's a history. Very hard. I have three questions for you about your story. The first question is, what would you have liked to avoid or not have done that date of the accident?
Well, I think I was like to do on that day is way less 10 or 15 seconds more, and I could avoid the accident and probably be playing sport without any restriction of full life because it was very upset to have several limitations.
Okay, thank you. And the other question is that at any point before the accident, did you feel like you weren't supposed to be there?
Well, in my case, no. I don't feel anything because I went my usual route to take the bus and travel to the university to attend the class that I got that afternoon. When knowing something like that could happen.
Yes. And the last question for you about your history is that do you believe that everything that happens has a reason or motive?
Well, this could be a motive, one of consequence for the driver, because I was hit when I was 17 years old, and after some exams the police determined he was drunk at the 2 afternoon and ended on prison for a long time.
Okay, thank you, my classmate, for your answers. I finished with this session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you later.
Bye.